Hello and what's up everyone, Thunderbob here, and I am checking out some more Diablo 2 Resurrected tonight. I am going through single player and through some of the builds that I've played in the past and kind of modifying and um, streamlining and improving them in some ways based on feedback I've received, and then taking them into different areas of the game that I wasn't able to do in the alpha and the beta. So tonight I'm going to be checking out a summon Necromancer. And I've done this before. This is maybe my most popular video and build that I've shown before, and I've actually made a couple of changes to it that I think people might like. Some based off of feedback that I've received, and others just off of playing it more. So first off, show off the build. You max Race Skeleton and Mastery. When you're starting out, these are kind of the most critical skills. These are probably the first place you're going to put points. Clay Golem, 1 point, Blood Golem, and Iron Golem, 1 point. You can kind of pick whatever golem you want to go with. You don't really need to max it. I'm actually going to go with Iron Golem, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to make it out of in a moment. I've also maxed Golem Mastery because I'm going with Iron Golem, and I'm going with a pretty rare item for the Iron Golem, and I don't want to lose it. This isn't necessarily required for the build, but if you're going for Iron Golem, it's pretty nice. I put the last of my remaining points into Skeleton Mage. This is probably the least important skill. Like, they're not great. The poison ones can stop the enemies from healing. The cold ones can kind of thaw some guys. They do a little bit of magic damage, but overall, not amazing. 1 point in Summon Resist also. It's just a great 1 point wonder. 1 point in Revive. You could put the points from Skeleton Mastery into Revive, and depending on what you're fighting, it might work better. Max Corpse Explosion. Just it covers the entire screen and just burns everything down. I did put 1 point in Bone Armor. This is probably not that necessary, but with enough plus skills, it could be pretty helpful. 1 point in all the major curses. Mostly we're going to be using amp damage with the skeletons. Decrepify is great for bosses. Lower resist is really nice to help out your fellow casters when you're in multiplayer. This is great for your skeletons and also great for increasing the damage on your corpse explosion, which does partially physical damage. So helps you out as well. We're going to look at the skills here. We're going to look at the gear here real quick. I've made a couple of changes. So Running Beast for the aura for fanaticism. I'm using the same helm. This is just a ridiculous helm. It's probably better than Shaco for this character. And this gear is obviously, this is a single player character that I put together. This is something that would be very hard to come by on Battle.net right now, unless you had a really high credit card or something. So this is kind of like the best of the best that you can put together, in my opinion, or close to it. So really ridiculous rare diadem, Mars Kaleidoscope, Enigma, which is really important for this build, teleporting around to bring your skeletons close to you, majorly useful. Dark Force Spawn, you could also use Spirit, obviously. This gives a little bit more plus to skills. Marowak, SOJ, Arachnids, Trangules. Merc, I changed out things a little bit. I had Pride on my Merc before. Instead, I'm going to go with Infinity. Pride is great, but it's really annoying because it has that freeze target +3. So your Merc is constantly killing guys. So when you're first trying to start out building an army, it's actually kind of prohibitive and doesn't help you too much. Infinity lowers the defenses of all of your enemies, so it makes your skeletons hit more frequently. And also, it will help your skeleton mages. And also, if you're playing multiplayer, people will love you. Enduriel's Tal Rosh's crest instead of, I had Vampire Gaze on before, which also freezes. Again, I changed it out. I also have Guillaume's Face for the Crushing Blow, though I needed some lifesteal, that's why I put on Tal Rosh's. And then Fortitude, just to get that incredible damage, 8,000 right now. It's a Might Merc. I know it says Blessed Aim, but that's a bug that's been going around. And then what I'm going to do is actually make Iron Golem out of my Pride. So with this build, I'm going to have Fanaticism, I'm going to have Concentration, I'm going to have Conviction, and then he's got might himself, and then, you know, we're going to have curses, amplify damage, cripify, and lower resist. We are very party friendly in my mind. Now, this is not something you see every day. It's an ethereal pride with that crazy concentration. Now, it's probably not going to do as much damage for the Iron Golem as, like, Infinity, just looking at the damage on it, but it's mostly what it's providing to us. Goodbye, Pride. And I'm going to go build an army. An easy way to build an army, you may not be aware of this. Just go into Neothalak. I don't know, is that how you say it? Give me lots of skeletons. And I wasn't quick enough, but they should be able to make short work of these guys. And even my normal attack damage with all these auras is at 2779. And with Beast having Werebear, I could probably go into Werebear form if I wanted to do a little bit of extra damage, plus it's got the Crushing Blow. So, like, technically you could probably contribute a little bit. Let's just go. I need to go get some potions, but... Let's see... Yeah, I think my skeleton's maxed out. And what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to go and do a Chaos run, and then maybe go do a Ball run with this character, just to kind of show you how it does. I'm going to go get some potions while I'm thinking about it, though.
Good afternoon.
Alright, let's go. I'm gonna go to River of Flame. And now for this build, you can really do like a telestomp like you would on a battle, Blessed Hammer Paladin. Just like, you teleport on something and it just instantly dies. And really all you need is one thing to die, and then you can go ahead and Corpse Explosion to your heart's content. It's very fun. And then you can also be getting your revives as you go. Certain enemies here in Act 4 are pretty great. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And you know, I didn't even throw that up. Basically, the moment something dies, you can just chain Corpse Explosion. Now, my mana would not be going down if I was using Insight, either on my Merc or on my Iron Golem. And in reality, this build is not super realistic. Like, you wouldn't be running this on Battle.net in all likelihood. So, like, you know, you would probably exchange some of these items. Like, maybe you would use Insight on your Merc or on your Iron Golem. Maybe you would use Obedience instead of Pride. Those auras do give you a considerable amount of damage, but it's not, like, making or breaking this build. This build is still a lot of fun, even without those really, really high-end items. I kind of want to show, like, the very top you can put together. Or close to it. I'm actually intending to make a summon Necromancer when ladder starts. I'm thinking I'm going to make a hardcore ladder Necromancer. And that means it's even going to take longer probably put this gear together just because trading's even harder and if you die and everything. But we're going to see how it goes. What's going on? They were all like bugged. Wonder if I have too many guys. I've never seen that before. You know, and even with all these auras and stuff, I would say I can put out more damage with my corpse explosion than I can with all these summons. Like, they're doing crazy damage, but like just that chain reaction when you start blowing them up does as much damage. So keep that in mind. Like, a good portion of your damage is corpse explosion. The telestomp is kind of dangerous because even with all those mercs, all those summons, everything, a lot of the time you get hit when you telestomp. It's just kind of how it works. Look at that. All those guys, and then it's my corpse explosion killing. Alright. I feel like it's bugged. Like, when I teleport, they're all just, like, on top of me. Didn't they used to move around more? Even in the alpha, I feel like they were. Now, I could have gone and, jeez. Got some, like, Urdar guys. The guys with Crushing Blow. You know, if you can get 20 of those revives, I think they have 10% chance of Crushing Blow. And they'll make short work of bosses, but as you can see, it really didn't make any kind of difference. I'm going to also do Baal. I think I'm going to try this on players 8 and just see how this does. Now, this is a first. I haven't tried this on players 8, but of course, you got the ghosts. And I'm just going to go to the next floor, because those ghosts, even with this setup, is kind of frustrating. Those guys are good to turn into revives, actually. I've been playing on my Sorceress on Battle.net, and she's got the 110 faster cast rate, and it feels so slow playing on a Necro now. Okay. And without Enigma, it's a lot harder to corral your guys, just to throw that out there. These guys are fire immune, so my corpse explosion only does half to them. Something to keep in mind, it's half fire, half physical. I don't think I've lost too many. Grab some revives. The dude's out here. So, teleport is a good way to make them focus on, you know, specific target. Otherwise, they're just going all over the place. Alright. Basically just instantly kills the boss. I wish they had better AI, because they just do whatever they want. And once one dies, should be able to just explode the whole group of them. What's crazy is, for how well spec'd and geared this Necromancer is, I'm pretty sure my Firewall Orb Sorceress is putting out more damage. Other than the Corpse Explosion, which is just an incredible amount of damage. But this is pretty fast. I should have a new video out with my my main sorceress on Battle.net pretty soon. I've actually been offline for a few days. What I've been posting actually has been stuff that like I'd made previously, and had been just I hadn't had time to edit together. My wife went into the hospital this week. She's out now, and it's nothing major. She's been having these headaches for a while, and they were gonna do a lumbar puncture on her, and then she had a bad reaction to it, and they wanted to keep her, watch her blood pressure, and she's back home now. But it's just, when you got a little girl, and you become a single parent for a few days, it definitely limits you even more than normal. I'm gonna see how this works for Baal next. Probably. How many revives can I get at this point? 23. Yeah, I could get way more. I don't really need them. Am I gonna attack him? See, there's some kind of bugginess with the AI. I think they're getting trapped. I think I would actually be doing better without all the casters. It's like my skeletons, I don't know that are actually being able to attack. There they go. Now they're all like decoupled. I don't know. That feels like a new bug. Might have to report that. Does anyone run into that with like a high number of summons, that they kind of get trapped on you now? Be free! The Iron Golem is actually taking some damage. Don't want to lose that pride. And one thing I'm going to try to do whenever I kind of put out these single-player videos, I'm going to try to include a link to the character so that you can test this out for yourself. So I'll have a link either in the description or the comments below where you can download, and all you have to do is drop this into your Diablo 2 file and you can check it out also. Probably could have gotten some of those crushing blow revives. That would have made this a little bit easier. There he goes. And I got nothing good. But this is my summon Necromancer, doing Diablo, doing Baal. Made a few changes from the previous video. Yeah, it's a cool build. Obviously, when I make this on Battle.net on ladder, it's going to take me a long time to get to this stage of the game, but this would be kind of my end goal. So, yeah, if you enjoyed this video, if you got any thoughts on this build, feel free to leave a comment below, any ways that I could further optimize the build, the items, my playstyle, whatever. And if you like this video, I've got a ton of other Diablo content you might enjoy. If you do, think about subscribing. I would very much appreciate it. So thanks again for watching, everyone. Have a good night.